Well, good morning and welcome to CityLine. It is great to be in your home on this very cold Thursday morning. I was just saying, gosh, when is winter going to get here? And well, I think it's here. This Thursday morning is December 6th, and we are live every Thursday morning. We have a great hour ahead of us. Later on in the hour, we'll be talking with the Christmas revels. It is that time of year again. And Mary is back with two very important people who are going to talk about this year's theme for Christmas Revels. And if you are new to Tacoma and you have not been to Christmas Revels, it is the ultimate event to go to, the ultimate concert. You will love it. So definitely get out your paper and pencil and take notes on that one. Tacoma City Ballet is here. Talk about another tradition. Nothing says the holidays like the Nutcracker, and Tacoma City Ballet has the corner market on this production. So Miss Erin is here with two of her beautiful dancers, and they'll be talking about this year's rendition of the Nutcracker. And then Tacoma Musical Playhouse. I love Tacoma Musical Playhouse. They are here to talk about their holiday production, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to wait and find out. And all of that leads me to our first guests, who are here to talk about a celebration in their own right. And we are talking about the Lincoln Revitalization Project. And the Lincoln District is the new hot hipster district to be in. It is beautiful. And if you have not been through there to at least eat, then you better get yourself down there, park your car, and start walking that district, because it is a sight to behold. And we have these two people to thank and also talk to about it. So please join me in welcoming Debbie Bingham. You are the Program Development Specialist for the City of Tacoma and a key person on this project. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. This handsome man next to you, Mark.
DeAndrea.
Thank you. Boy, somehow my brain just went and it wouldn't say your last name, DeAndrea. Thank you. Sorry to your parents. You are an engineer, one of the engineers for the City of Tacoma. Welcome, right. Mark. Good to have you here. All right, so let's get down to it, because this project has been in the works for a couple of years now. We've been talking about this, watching it. I watch it on Instagram. I watch it on Facebook. I'm always looking for pictures of it. So, Debbie, what spurred on the revitalization of the Lincoln District? Because it was a great district before. I mean, I never walked through and went, I think a revitalization is in order. I walked through and thought, this is really a quaint, cool district. So, what was the turning point to make it get a facelift?
So really, it's been 6 years. Six years ago,
wow.
Then City Council member Marty Campbell convened a steering committee of business owners, property owners, and residents, and all the kind of partner agencies in the area to talk about what they want, what their goals were for the area. And they had really strong opinions. They said, and we need to do some placemaking. We need to make it safer. 38th is so people speed their cars. We need to slow the cars down and really make it feel more like a business district and a community. And so basically those goals were what started the whole project.
God, and here we are right now where it is just spectacular. I mean, I'm going to say it. It rivals the Stadium District. It rivals Proctor. I know I'm going to get in trouble because there's some downtown. It's incredible. Any district where you have a neighborhood and then a few steps over you are into a business district, it is right up there with the rest of them now. It no longer is that district that could.
Right.
Yeah, so Mark, let's talk about this, the Lincoln District Streetscape Project. It was the cornerstone of this revitalization effort. Let's talk about some of the work that was done, and then we're going to run a video and show some of that work. So let's talk about that.
Right, so it's basically a large construction project.
Yeah,
and
huge.
We reconstructed about 9 blocks through the core of the district and basically rebuilt the infrastructure. From the sewers and utilities below the road, new water, new sanitary sewer, new storm sewers, new power lines, and everything above that. So new pavement, new sidewalks, curb and gutter, new curb ramps, new crossings, signals, street lights, artwork, all the street amenities, your garbage cans, your benches, your bike racks, everything is new, everything has changed. So it's really a big change for the district.
So did it happen in phases?
It did happen in phases.
Okay.
Yeah, the first phase we really focused on the arterial, South 38th Street, and we went from about South Fawcett Avenue to South J Street, and we did do 2 side streets that kind of connect to Lincoln High School, South Yakima Avenue and South G Street. And that started pretty much in July of last year and finished up September, October this year. And now we're on our second phase, which we kind of call our Festival Street, which is Yakima Avenue, and goes from 38th to 39th. And we wanted to create kind of a lively space, so the district could kind of close it for festivals, street events, markets, things like that. We used color pavement. There's very special lighting coming in that's going to go over the road. These globes are coming in, and they're going to be lit up. It's going to be nice, yeah.
There's more. There's more. I feel like I've just opened the present,
No,
and then in the bottom it's like, wait, there's a gift card.
And that's going to be really the final touch. It's going to come in January because we're waiting for these large red poles to come in that are going to flank the street on both sides.
Okay, so we need to add engineer / artist to your.
No, not me. I just.
or connoisseur of all things that are beautiful. How's that? Yeah. Wow. So is the work finalized?
We'll wrap things
Besides
up
those?
probably in January.
January.
Yeah.
So January is going to be, and I'm going to have you back in January just for us the big aha.
Okay.
So we can really show completed.
Everything's open now, so so everything is moving forward. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about also just talk about the efforts that you guys, the city made, and not made, but actually accomplished and really hit out of the park with the business owners here in a second. But I also want to kind of tag off on this about the public art component, because when you talk about red poles and beautiful globes, that's art. So let's talk about the art component, Debbie. How did you go about it, and what are we going to see?
So we were very intentional. I mean, of course, the city has the 1% for the art, so every
Yes.
city construction project. But other than that, we were intentional to build other art into the project. And we picked a public artist with a panel of business owners and property owners from the area, picked a public artist, and then even all of his designs went through the community to kind of approve them and get the kind of theme for the area, which, as you've seen probably before, is clouds. There's clouds everywhere, and which kind of lead to the aspiration. So there's so much art. There's cloud benches. There's big cloud entry archway as you drive in. There are historic plaques in the road that talk about what Lincoln used to be and the businesses that used to be there from back in the day. It's really filled with a lot of art.
And can we name this artist and thank them on the air?
Sure. Horatio Law was the public artist, and he has been very great and really involved.
Kudos to Horatio.
Yes, he came for the ribbon cutting, and he actually led a tour. After the ribbon cutting, he led a tour for the public and talked about all the art pieces, and there were probably 60 people following him around from place to place to hear about the art. It was really neat.
If I would have been in town, I would have been following him around too. I love that. So let's talk about, Debbie, the community's involvement in the project, because this is, I mean, like I said, I mean, whenever you have a district that has a home in the next street right there, or even borders on a major arterial for business, the community is going to be affected by it. So what was their involvement?
So like I said, from the beginning, from the steering committee, our goal was to get the residents and the business owners to connect and to be more close and to talk to each other. And we really did that through the steering committee, and then continuing on having them on panels together to pick things like the public artist. We opened an office in the Lincoln District, the city did.
People could walk in.
And, right. And that really helped us create those relationships with the neighborhood and with the business owners, because they would just stop in. Hey, ask Mark a question, ask me a question about the project. And it really made all the difference.
Is that office going to stay open?
No, unfortunately, we've been open for almost 3 years, but we are closing next week.
Okay, then I'm going to just say two things here. Number one, if somebody out there is listening that has the ability to keep this office open and to open other offices in other business districts, please do it, because neighborhoods love that. And then secondly, those of you in the Lincoln District, bring them lots of going away candy and cake, okay? Because you're going to want that. Yeah, absolutely. So when you think about the response you got from business owners, what do you think the project meant to them in this district? Because there's pros and cons to it. Because, you know, I'm going to be very transparent here. The con is that it was hard to get into, as every construction project has to be. You can't have cars in there when you're redoing streets and creating art, and so therefore the businesses get affected. But it's also, when it's done, it's beautiful. You had an office in there. So what do you think the business owners thought after all this?
You know, what they have told me over and over again is it really showed the city's dedication. We said we were going to do a project and we did it. And they really appreciate that. Oftentimes a plan's done and it's not followed through on.
Right.
So the business owners did hurt. I mean, their business was down through the construction, but all of them have said it was worth it. And now they're all starting to, they said, well, the street's so pretty, now we need to do other improvements. And they've started to paint their facades and to work on their window treatments and all sorts of things. So,
that's
you know,
what we wanted.
They're happy.
We wanted that. Okay, we have some beautiful video about the celebration and the unveiling. We're going to roll that, and I want you to kind of, oh, here it is. Tell us what we're seeing here, Miss Debbie.
So those are the cloud arches that you walk under. You'll see they have stainless steel sequins that shimmer. We had the Lincoln drum line came and opened the celebration. When we were doing the ribbon cutting. And these are the lion dancers that are traditional Vietnamese and Chinese for openings and special days. So they came at the end to kind of, you know, finish it off. We had different speakers from the city council to the mayor. And as you can see, so many residents and business owners showed up to celebrate.
It's incredible. I saw one of my favorite seafood markets in there that I go in and get prawns all the time. Yay! So, Mark, in these last few minutes, I want to talk about the Transportation Improvement Board and the role they played in this project.
No, they were a critical partner in our project. They're a state agency. They function on a 3-cent gas tax. And they fund projects all across the state, transportation projects in communities across the state. And for us, we applied for a couple grants, and they provided close to $1.6 million in design and construction costs for us to support our project, both the festival street work and the work on South 38th Street. So thank you.
Gosh,
CIB.
yes.
It was really a great project, and we really couldn't have done it without them.
Oh, big time. So speaking of thank yous, I want to cross over to you here in this last minute. Who do we need to thank?
We really need to thank the people who live in Lincoln and the business owners, the people who travel through. They put up with a lot for, what, almost 2 years, a year and a half, and, you know, but always so generous and not angry, you know, helped us work through problems, but really, really just grateful that they worked so hard and worked with us to make the good outcome that we have.
Absolutely. And I want to say thank you first to the two of you, and then also to the teams that just kind of back up behind you and that work in tandem, that we couldn't get into the studio today because it takes a village. I hate to use that corny phrase, but it does. And there are so many people who made this district what it is this morning to look at. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all the love and care and thoughtfulness that you put into this district to help families move there. And in 50 years, that district is still going to be as beautiful as it is on this frosty morning. And it's thanks to the city of Tacoma and their partners and the vision that you guys had. So at the end of your life, you can say you made your mark in history, because you did. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And happy holidays.
You too.
Thank you, yeah.
Speaking of holidays, we're going to do some musical chairs, and Tacoma Musical Playhouse will be in the studio with their current main stage production. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.